Hello and welcome back to part 3. So one thing that I'm going to do is keep different versions of this. So I'm going to continue to save it as a new version each time, just so that I have different steps. So loft house 3. In this tutorial, we're going to add windows and exterior doors. And there's a couple of things that we want to do to make this process a little bit easier. Let's hide things. So we're going to start on the first floor. So what we want to do is add our headers above our doors. So I'm going to assume 7-foot doors, just for the sake of argument. I'm not going to require that you do 7-foot door headers, but it's a pretty standard height, and I found that the easiest. So I'm just going to measure up from the ground 7 feet, and then go ahead and take the line tool, L, and then measure, draw from that point, that intersection. Make sure that you're editing the actual first floor too, so that this actually will be... If the push-pull here doesn't work, it's because you weren't actually in the component. So then once you push-pull the header out, you can actually take the eraser tool, and this is kind of a tedious process cleaning up. You could maybe like just do all the headers and then go through and do all the erasing. So one thing you can do is I'll start a tape line, pull it up in the up direction, then hit the up key to lock it in that up direction, and then infer to an existing one to make my life a little bit easier when it comes to drawing these lines. Push pull, seal it up. On the next one, line tool, push pull, close it up. This one's a little bit trickier, but again, not too bad if you grab your tape measure, start pulling it up, lock it in the up direction by pressing the up key, and then or holding shift, and then click it here so that I get my line. So line tool on the edge, push pull, and it should match up just nicely. Go ahead and do this with all the other doors in the house, and I will meet you back here. Okay, once again, a great way to I finished mine and gotten all of my headers installed, including the one upstairs. And once again, a great way to ease your workload is to use the hide rest of model tool right here. So check what happens. I have mine mapped to hide rest of model mapped to Shift H. So if I have Shift H turned on, it doesn't do anything unless I go into a component. Then the other part of the model disappears. So I can do that. So that's really handy. And it's a good way of knowing visually that you're in a component. So I got all my headers in. Most of them are pretty straightforward to do. You can usually infer to some other 7-foot line. I just made all the headers 7 feet. So the next thing we need to do is add in another way that you could have done this. We could have done is not put the door openings in when we do the floor layout, and then just cut the doors through after the house is built. I don't like that method, but I do use it for doing the exterior doors. So we have a 3-foot door right here coming in from the breezeway, which we haven't modeled in yet. So we'll do that right here. We will take our tape measure and just kind of get our 6-inch for our slab. So 6 inches right there. So there's our first thing. And so we'll make the exterior door, we'll make it 7 feet as well. And it is going to be, I'm going to try to get there's the wall thickness, and it'll make it we'll make it 4 inches in from here. It doesn't actually say on the plan where this door is, but it's here. So we'll draw a rectangle right there. And then what you'll do is you'll grab the push-pull. Oh, you know what I did? You know what I did. I didn't do it in the model, or in the component. So now I can do the push-pull tool. Push it in until you see this shimmer. Alternately, you can push-pull to like infer to this edge right here. And watch what happens. When you click, it just disappears. The whole thing vanishes. So now what I want to do is do the next thing, which is the windows. Windows, and then there's a sliding door over here. So I'm actually going to just say that to use your instincts on a lot of this stuff. So I like to start on this back wall right here, this bathroom. So we're going to grab our tape measure. We're going to measure up our 6 inches, and then in this direction, so we get so that's like the profile of the inside of the building. So this is floor level, and this is the inside interior wall. And then, so from here to here, the center of this window is 3 foot 8 3/4 inches. And it's a 30 by 24, so these are the width times width by height. So it'll be 15 inches this way and 30 inches back that way. This one says 60 inches off the floor, so I'll go up 60 inches. This says it right in the plan. And then 24 inches tall. And there's our rectangle for this window. Push pull, and then you can, since the last time we push pulled was that door, which was 11 3/4, you can just double click on it and it'll cut it out exactly right. Now you're going to have to be careful about some of these. You get measurements to the center of windows. So this one is going to be 9 foot. So this has to be an egress window. 8 and 3/8. 8 3/8. I don't know what the decimal for that is. So egress, typically 44 inches. I think code is at least it has to be at least 44 inches and no higher than that. I think that's like the highest for an egress window. And then it's going to be 48 inches tall. 48, that's up there. And then it's 30 inches wide. 15, and then 30, and then we'll rectangle that out. Push pull, and then I'll cut it out like a nice little cookie cutter. And you kind of keep going. I don't need I can turn on my shift height again. Tape measure. The next one is an awning. It's up here. So basically use, what is 60 inches? 5 feet? 5 feet. Use reasonable things. Go back to like your knowledge of various building codes and things like that to figure out where these windows are going to be located. Use the plan and the height map, so you can kind of like guesstimate like where these windows are supposed to be. For this purpose, you don't have to be perfect. Some of these are going to be kind of located on the job site anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But give it a try. Cut in all the rest of the windows on the bottom floor and on the first floor and the second floor, and we'll meet you back here. Go ahead and pause the video. And there we have it. All of our windows cut in. Doors. This is a big sliding door right here, or I'm sorry, it's a French door, French patio door. Locating it is a little bit tricky. I kind of followed. I kind of just made this 4 inches because it doesn't seem to be any particular measurement that says where this is. So I just said that this was 4 inches, and then just made it 6 feet wide. And then I think 7 feet tall. I think I went with 7 feet for pretty much all the doors, just as kind of a de facto measurement. So there we have it. The house as it is right now, with all the windows and things cut in. We don't need any of these guides anymore, so we can delete them all. And there it is. And we'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about organizing your model and getting things tagged and setting up some basic scenes. So we'll see you then.